Hello, welcome back to the patchy retrospective account of what happened in the Katiz series. This is turn 49. It should be turn 48, but I don't have that one backed up. So, it's turn 49. Research now looks like this. We are still on track for Conjuration 8. Did some, summons. A lot of this stuff like Vine Ogres and I think I was doing, Monster Toads and stuff. I was trying to summon big stuff to see if it would have, a lot of siege strength. It doesn't. But, I was trying to get some stuff with siege strength out. We also killed someone with Mind Hunt, so that's good. And found a Rockside Spring. Fantastic. Most importantly, though, we did summon a Kokithiad this turn. So we have a Water 5 mage down here. We also have our dudes forging a Thistle Mace. We need a Nature 4 Water 1 mage down underwater in order to put up forts underwater using the Living Castle spell. I think that's what it's called. Yes. So we need these paths to be able to summon a castle underwater. So we'll be able to start doing that once we have the Thistle Mace. So far so good. Other than that, we got pinged by Agartha, and we finished off Agartha on the surface, so the raiders finally caught up with some leaderless Sinos. I imagine that this Mind Hunt was... yeah. So we Mind Hunted the commander this turn and attacked it on the same turn, so... just some leaderless Sinos. Cleaned up pretty easily by the Long Dead. So that resolves the surface raids. Other than that, we got some scout being caught. Mountains of Madness has been breached finally, and the terrain has changed. Yeah, so we just managed to breach this fort this turn. Now that we have, let's see, 423 siege strength. Unfortunately, we have giant man stacks lumbering around. So I don't want to just storm into this blind. I want to make sure we can comfortably destroy whatever's inside. So we're going to storm with a scout first just to double check. Because I don't want to take a loss here. Right now, This would be a bad time to suddenly take a loss. So, yeah. These are giant mank stacks. The only place he borders our territory, though, is here. And the only route he has into our territory is into Yunal Forest. So, as you can see, we did not go to Giant Spine. We are defending. And I think we'll be okay defending. We have 8 points of Dominion here. So our guys are pretty chunky. 45 hit points on the small Sobex. 66 on the big ones. And as you can see, I've got all of the usual spells here. Do I really need to show this off again? It's been the same stuff since, the middle of the game. But there it is again. Nothing new, I don't think. Maybe Gift of Formlessness is new. Say we won. Okay. Why'd you have all this water stuff, Iv? I'm not sure, we already have a Quagmire guy. Were you supposed to do something else? Are we about to research something that would be useful? No. I guess we just have an additional... I feel like this was supposed to be a guy doing quickness. The big one, maybe? I don't have the big quickness though. Alright, I'm not sure then. But we have 2 water mages anyway. But other than that, it's Serpent's Blessing, Foul Vapors, Rigor Mortis, Relief, and Quagmire. So that's pretty good. I think we are also moving over a Darkness guy, yeah. And we're casting a bunch of corpses into this province as well. I think. Is that what we're doing? Yeah, Arouse Hunger. So we're putting a bunch of ghouls here. That'll just be additional chaff, So, if we do get attacked, I think we'll be okay. Won't be the end of the world. I also doubt there are many Astral Mages with the man armies, so we might be able to start Mind Hunting once we see what he has. So that'll be good too. Besides that, anything else interesting this turn? There's the Arouse Hungers, still sight searching. And there's the big summons. Not much use. But yeah, the army over here is complete now. It's all the reinforcements from the west, in addition to what we had originally anyway. So as you can see, this is tons of stuff. Arranged like this. The original army is down here, and then the reinforcements are all up here. But good stuff. I think that's it for turn 49. So let's leave things there. And I'll head over now to turn 50. See you in a moment. And here we are, turn 50. So, had some magic sites, it looks like. And did some more summons. So all good stuff there. We also then had a battle at the fortress in the Mountains of Madness. Turns out there is actually quite a lot of stuff here. But there isn't a lot of high quality stuff. There's quite a few penumbrals and umbrals. And a handful of Great Alms. Some Granite Guardians and a Marble Oracle. But besides that, what? Fens of the Halls, some Wolves and Mantises. A couple of Shard Whites up here. Claymanning Terracotta Soldiers in the middle. Can we see any big guys with gems or anything? So some Earth Gems. And some Death Gems. Some Water Gems. Not much else there, really. Not much we can see here. I don't think there are any Astral Mages here either, are there? Oh, we just have a random N3. It's quite a nice pickup. Yeah. So it looks like this. Almost 300 things, but it doesn't look too bad, I don't think. Events then. We got some Miasmatic Fumes. Another Effigy of War. We've had quite a few of these for free from events, which is pretty funny. And some Death Gems as well, which is pretty good. Worldwide event, there's an Arena Deathmatch. I don't think I sent anything to this. Actually, I think maybe I did. Let me check. I'm not 100% sure. I'm almost certain I did. This might not be the most recent... the most recent backup. I don't know. I'm almost certain I did send something to the arena. I won't have the turn where the arena took place anyway. But it was won by Pyranny with Father Ill-Earth, with a bunch of items. Because I'm pretty sure I went onto Discord and said, sending Father Ill-Earth is cheating. Because I think I sent a random Marshmaster. It was one of these guys, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it might have been this guy who has these items. I gave him like some random junk from the treasury. And some gems. Yeah, it was definitely this guy got sent to the arena. So this must not be the most recent turn. But yeah, we sent him in. And he does pretty well. He gets to the last round and then he just gets immediately destroyed by Father Ill-Earth. So, so there we go. But, you know, an attempt was made. Anyway, is that it for messages? Yeah, that was the Arena Deathmatch. So here's the map now. This Mank stack was here. The only place it could really go, if it wanted to do something useful, was attack us. But I guess us placing a big stack here was enough to dissuade him? I'm not sure. Either way, it looks like the stacks are moving this way now to have an easier time. So that's good for us. So these guys are immediately heading back here to take this throne quickly, while we can. And we're also just going to storm this castle as well. So nice turn for us, gives us a bit more momentum again. We'll storm this fortress. We might be able then to head underground and clean up Agartha properly, if all goes well. And in the meantime, we have quite a nice army now. It's been bulked up with some ghouls too, I think. Or not? Wait, where are the ghouls going? Where did I send those? Oh, they can't cross the rivers, that's right. They have to go back to where the bridge is. A bit annoying. But besides that, yeah. I mean, we've got the Kokithi heads down here. Not doing much yet, need the water gems. We do have an N3 guy, who I think we're making a Moonvine bracelet this month. Let me see. Yeah. So we'll have our pick of boosters when we have 14 H gems. But otherwise they're just on standby. Now, the other thing I had to think about was, if we want to do Well of Misery, that requires D6, which we don't have. So what do we do about that? Well, we can get to N3, we can get to D3, and then a skull staff. Wow, I can't talk today. We can get to D3, and then a skull staff gets us to D4. And then, is this already the point where... I'm not sure if this was already covered or not. But at some point, I do forge a Ring of Sorcery. So I just need to save up enough pearls. We're currently on 53. I think a Ring of Sorcery is 60, right? Yeah, so we need 60 Astral Pearls to get +1 Sorg. So that gets us to D5. So then the question is, how do we get the last level of death? A couple of options. One option is we take a D5 guy and we summon... not summon, we forge a skull face. This costs 40 death gems. We could also empower someone in death, which would be 60 death gems. And then there's the third option, which is we cast Twiceborn, which is what this guy's doing, and then we take the Ring of Water Breathing off him, so he drowns, and he comes back as a white mage. I was gonna try doing this with several D3 mages, possibly even the Kokithiad. I don't remember what the plan was exactly. I was gonna Twiceborn all of these guys, have them all come back as white mages, and hope that one of them got 1 level in death. But then I looked at what the odds are of coming back with bonus death from Twiceborn, and I don't think it's very high. I think it's like 20% or something. I don't remember what the number is, but it's not like a good chance. It's like 10 or 20% or something. So I thought, that's probably not a good investment then, because what? Twiceborn is it 10 gems? Is that per size? Like, how much is this costing you to do it? No, it's just 10 death gems for him, okay. So we only need 40 death gems to forge a skull face, so spending 40 death gems to Twiceborn everybody with the hopes of that they get +1 death seemed like a bad investment. But I thought, here's the thing about stuff with low odds, is that if you're doing things because of odds, right, this is always my logic. If you're doing things because of, or rather, if you're not doing something because the odds are low, then you should still do it once, right? There's the same reason why you should play the lottery at least once, right? Because if the reason you're put off from doing stuff is because of low odds, then obviously the lowest odds is 0, yeah? Any chance is massively better than 0. So I always figure, if something has low odds of happening, you might as well just try it once, right? So, we're just going to Twiceborn one guy, and then drown him, and maybe we'll get the bonus death, but probably not. So, that's why this one guy is getting Twiceborned, if you're wondering. And it's also the next problem we have to solve before we hit Conjuration 8. Because that is when we get Well of Misery, right? Yeah. Because it would be nice to get Well of Misery up before we even start doing Wraith Lords. We can do Wraith Lords immediately, that's only D5. So once we make the Ring of Sorcery, we'll have a Wraith Lord caster. But, yeah, D6 is a problem. So we have to solve that. I think there was some other way I could have potentially solved it, but I can't remember what it is off the top of my head. The obvious ones are empowering or forging a booster, so... yeah. And then Twice-spawning is, you know, a shot in the dark. Alright, that was a lot of talk about nothing. But besides that, we're forging Boots of the Messenger, building temples, Moonvine Bracelet, and yeah, we're storming that castle finally. I don't have the turn backed up where the battle takes place, but well, we take it with basically no losses. However, something in here, it might be the Granite Guardian. There's like one unit that lasts for ages. I mean, it's just alive for like 50 turns or something. It's either the Marble Oracle or the Granite Guardian. It's some big, chunky construct thing that's sacred. And we just can't kill it. Like, I don't know. It's like incredibly hard to kill. But then we do kill it eventually. So that's good. And then that's that. Let me get the fortress. The next turn I have backed up is like... Hang on, let me check. It's turn 56. So, unfortunately, you're going to miss like 5 turns after this. Which, as you can see, is where a lot of like development is happening now. So that's a bit of a shame. But maybe just watching development is boring. Because I think when we get back to turn 56, it's where more fights are taking place. I could be wrong. But anyway, that's turn 50. And we are now at least coming to the end of the patchy retrospective recap turns. So at least there's that. Anyway, hope you've been enjoying the series anyway. And hopefully I'll see you in the next one.